Nathan Gorman, I call him Chucky, versus Daniel Dubois. Make it happen. The powers that be, please make Nathan Gorman versus Daniel Dubois. Make it happen, and make it happen soon. Like, don't make us wait 2 years. Now, who is Nathan Gorman and who is Daniel Dubois? Or however you pronounce his last name. They're both British prospects. British heavyweight prospects. Now, why do I want this fight to take place? I'll tell you why. Because Nathan Gorman is just as talented, if not more talented, than Daniel Dubois. Now, when you look at Daniel Dubois, if you've been following his career, he's been getting a lot of hype. Every time he fights, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the commentators kiss his ass. They act like he is the next Mike Tyson. I am a fan of Daniel Dubois. I've made no secret that I am a fan of him, and I wish him nothing but the best. He's a very young heavyweight, 20 years old. But I also look at other heavyweights, not just Daniel Dubois, and one of those heavyweights prospects that I look at is Nathan Gorman. Now, I actually think that Nathan Gorman, aka Chucky, is actually a better talent than Daniel Dubois when it comes to like his fundamentals. I think he's a better talent. I think he throws way better body shots. Like, he throws really good body shots. Now, when you look at Nathan Gorman, he just looks like a short, fat, British heavyweight. Like, that's what he looks like. But looks can be deceiving. Although he's short, fat, he does have underrated talent, in my opinion. And like I said, you look at Daniel Dubois, you compare him physique-wise, he looks like he'll destroy Nathan Gorman in 2 rounds. But, like I said, it's not about physique, it's about the actual talent. Now, just because I think Nathan Gorman is a threat to someone like Daniel Dubois in terms of, skill set, does not mean I'm picking him to beat Daniel Dubois. Let me repeat myself. Just because I think Nathan Gorman is a threat to someone like Daniel Dubois doesn't mean I would necessarily pick him to beat Daniel Dubois. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure if they were to announce this fight tomorrow, they would have Daniel Dubois as the favorite, because he is being hyped up, and when you have a fighter who's being hyped up, they make him the favorite over everybody, and he's not getting the Nathan Gorman isn't getting the hype that Kid Dynamite over here is getting, so they would have him the favorite. Again, I am not saying that I would pick Nathan Gorman to beat Daniel Dubois. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be shocked if Daniel Dubois went in there and just destroyed him in 2 rounds, in fact. But what I'm saying is, I think he's actually a threat to Daniel Dubois because of his skill level. When I look at Daniel Dubois, he's a big guy, he comes forward, he has punching power, but I don't see the fundamentals. And, for example, when I look at Nathan Gorman, I see more fundamentals, I see better combinations when it comes to talent. But like I said, just because you're more talented than a fighter doesn't mean you're gonna necessarily beat him. Luis Ortiz was much more talented than Deontay Wilder, but he still lost to him, didn't he? Because Wilder, although he wasn't as talented as Luis Ortiz, he was able to land his power punches on Luis Ortiz several times, and he eventually beat Luis Ortiz by constantly punishing him with his right hand. He kept hurting Luis Ortiz, right? He was dropping Luis Ortiz. Why? Because he kept hurting him. So even though he didn't have the talent that Luis Ortiz possessed, he had the ability to land his right hand. So this might be the same case for Daniel Dubois, or Dubois. People are so quick to correct me there, but this might be the same case with Daniel and Mr. Chucky, aka Nathan Gorman. It might be a case where Nathan Gorman is a better talent than Daniel Dubois. You might be giving him rounds against Daniel Dubois, but then what happens? Daniel is able to land his power punches on Nathan Gorman. And when that happens, he's going to start hurting Nathan Gorman. Because in the heavyweight division, if you keep getting hit repeatedly, you will go down, you will get hurt, you will be on Queer Street. That might be how this fight were to play out. Daniel DeBoss is in a very competitive fight. He might be behind against Nathan Gorman. The commentators are shocked. They're saying Nathan Gorman, they're praising Nathan Gorman. Nathan Gorman is doing so well against Daniel DeBoss. Unbelievable. What courage, the way they speak over there in London. But then Daniel DeBoss keeps landing his power punches, and eventually Gorman folds, and he gets hurt badly, and he gets stopped. Like I said, I do not want these two men to go throughout their careers without fighting each other, because they should fight each other. They're both prospects who live in the same country, and they're both fighting in the same undercard. Like, both of these guys, I know that Daniel DeBoss is promoted by Frank Warren, and I don't know if Nathan Gorman is also promoted by Frank Warren. I know he's trained by Ricky Hatton, but every time Daniel DeBoss fights, Nathan Gorman is always fighting on the undercard. So I'm assuming that he's promoted by Frank Warren as well, because why is he always fighting in the undercard of a Daniel DeBoss fight? Like, it's always like Daniel DeBoss fights, and then next, what's his name? No, Nathan Gorman fights, and then Daniel DeBoss fights. So, again, I don't know if he is for certain, but if he is promoted by Ricky Hatton, Ricky Hatton needs to sit down with Frank Warren and have these two fight. I mean, look at Tony Yoka. Tony Yoka just knocked out Dave Allen. Tony Yoka has less fights than Daniel DeBoss and Nathan Gorman, I believe. Yeah, he already knocked out and wasn't there with Dave Allen. That by the way, Dave Allen got to retire, man. This dude has like 25 losses at this point. Straight up journeyman gatekeeper. Need to retire. I know he's young, but he needs to retire. But these two, I don't want these two to go on and never fight each other, because I think it would be a really fascinating fight. Like, I would be looking forward to watching these two prospects fight, just because I think the talent in this fight, and I think it'll be very competitive. Just like when I told you guys how, Victor Posto was going to be in a very competitive fight with Josh Taylor. And look what happened. That was a very competitive fight. And I know what I'm talking about. This will be a very competitive fight for DeBoss and Nathan Gorman. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Subscribe. I'm out.